All right, so in this video, I want to talk about the government agencies that every paint manufacturer in Nigeria must register with. All right, the paint agencies, the government agencies that local paint manufacturers have to register with. Now, there are two things this video will do for you. First of all, it will help you to know the bodies to register with if you want to take your paint business seriously. If you want to get to the level where you begin to export your paint to other countries, other nations, you want your paint to really grow to that level, then this video is going to help you to know all the bodies, all the agencies you must register with. All right. And the reason is that it's not all manufacturers that know this, especially local manufacturers. Before I went into the industry, I tried to do market survey. I went out to some big paint shops, some local producers that have shops, to find out exactly the government agencies that one can register with. Now, some of them are people that I know and they know me, so they clearly cannot hide anything from me. And when I did that finding, I realized that many of them, apart from CAC, have no other certification, no approval from any other body except CAC, which is the Corporate Affairs Commission. And you see, they have it on their shop or whatever space they are using. And so many people don't know beyond CAC as manufacturers. And so for those kind of people, they have certain limitations. They can't grow beyond certain level. And so if you are aiming to grow really big in this industry, then you need to know these things that I want to share with you in this video. Then secondly, what this video will do for you as a beginner, it will help you to know which one is most important for a beginner to register with, because apparently you can't register with all the bodies as a beginner. You are going to need a lot of money to do that. So which one do you need to register with first, so that you have the legality and the right to operate as a business? So which one do you need to register with first, and how can you go about it if you don't even have money to start that process? So this video is going to help you in these two areas. And so I did my research, and I wrote them down so that I will not have to bring everything from my head, because there are quite many. There are really quite many, but then you can't register all at once, especially if you are just starting. But then let me just give you a rundown of all the agencies, and then I will explain and give you a way out as a beginner on the one that is most important for you to register and start your operation. Number one is Corporate Affairs Commission. Now, what this does to your business is that it gives your business the right. Right? It makes your business a legal entity. And that means that your business is now a legal entity and can operate without any fear, without any harassment. So you have the right, the legality to operate as a business. So you are recognized by the government. You are recognized. Many businesses are not recognized. You see some businesses all over the shops you go to buy things. Many businesses are not recognized, so government doesn't even know they exist. So CSC gives you that recognition, it gives you that validity, and it makes your business legal, right? So, and one thing about the CSC is that without the CSC, you can't even open a business bank account. Even if you want to open Money Point, they are still going to require your business bank account. So if you want to open even with commercial banks, you are going to need a CAC document. You can't even sort any kind of support, maybe loan, grant, or anything without CAC. So CAC is the number one and is very important for all businesses, actually, for all businesses, not only for paint manufacturers. So if you want your business to be recognized as a business, CAC is the first one. So it gives you that legality, that legal, it makes your business a legal entity. Number two, this one now applies to manufacturers. Number two is Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. Standard Organization of Nigeria, SON. Now, you will need this particular certification when you get to that point where you want to grow beyond your locality. You want your business to go outside borders. You want to export your business to other places. You want to grow to that point where you are nationally recognized. Right? You are going to need SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria. And then the next one is NAFDAC. When I started, I didn't even have it in mind that paint producers and manufacturers are going to need NAFDAC. The reason is because I know NAFDAC to be about food, drugs, and cosmetics, right? So they regulate food, drugs, and cosmetic. That's what I know. So paint is not food, it's not edible, so nothing concerns NAFDAC. That was my thought. But when I did my research, I realized that although NAFDAC is all about food, drugs, and cosmetics, right? But they also regulate, they are given the right to regulate certain chemicals and chemical products. It is within their operation, it is within their legal mandate to regulate certain chemicals and chemical products, right? So NAFDAC is necessary. And also the Paint Association of Nigeria, the Paint Association, Paint Manufacturers Association. Paint Manufacturers Association has also urged NAFDAC to regulate paint producers in order to avoid quack products and all of those kind of stuff. So the fourth agency is National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency. Right? There are quite many. That is the fourth one. I think that is necessary. The fifth one is that you need to register with is Federal Ministry of Environment. Federal Ministry of Environment. The sixth one is Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment for factory and workplace compliance. Right? The seventh one is Federal Inland Revenue Service. Right? So this is where you obtain your tax identification, right? And the eighth one is local government and state permits. So you need all of these bodies and agencies to certify you and to give you approval for full operation. All right? Now, for someone who is just starting, you apparently may not have all it takes to register with all of these bodies. So does that mean that after learning the skill, you just wait until one day you get lucky, you get a big money, one big breakthrough, and then you are able to register for all of these things before you kickstart? No, a lot of the paints you are using, in fact, the one you used in your house, many of them don't even have this certification. Many of the manufacturing companies in Nigeria do not have all of these certifications. So only the bigger ones. All right, and I know that you are going to get to that point where you are very big. So let's start with the most important one that you have to register with if you are to start immediately as a beginner. So before I give you that wisdom, this is the point where you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are watching right here on YouTube. If you are watching this on YouTube and you have not subscribed to our channel, then it means that you have not given us your own support, right? So we are giving you value for free and mean reasonable value. One way you can support is to subscribe to our channel, right? So subscribe to our channel right now, and then I'm going to continue with giving you the wisdom that is required on how to go about all of these bodies and agencies especially as a beginner who wants to start immediately. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go right on our YouTube channel, SC Paint, and subscribe, hit the notification bell so that whenever we come up with educative videos and value-packed videos like this, you will not miss out on any. All right, so go ahead and subscribe now. All right, in order not to splurge time, let's continue. I believe you have subscribed. No, if you have not subscribed, go and subscribe. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. All right, I'm back. I think I took just 1 minute, but that's quite enough for you to have subscribed to our channel. All right, so first of all, the first thing you need to do as a beginner, the first thing you need to do is to actually learn the skill. Make sure you have learned the paint production skill and you are equipped, because you cannot register as a manufacturer, or you can't get a company in the manufacturing industry, particularly in the paint and coating industry, when you don't even have the skill. So first of all, you have to learn the skill. And lucky for you, my company, SC Paint, we have an academy, a comprehensive academy where you can learn how to produce all the kinds of paint and of course know how to run the business successfully. So if you have not learned the skill of paint production and you want to learn it, comment right here. If you're watching on YouTube, type in the comment section your phone WhatsApp number and we're going to give you the details on how to register. If you are just coming from any of my communities on WhatsApp and you know about the details already, then chat me up on WhatsApp and let me know that you want to register, and then I'm going to give you more details. All right, so the first thing you have to do is to ensure that you are actually equipped with the skill. That's the most important thing to do. And then secondly, I think I did a video from the beginning of this year where I gave insight and wisdom on how beginners in the paint manufacturing industry can actually start with zero capital. I think there is a step-by-step approach on how you can start with practically zero capital and launch your brand, not just launching it, but excel in it. So go and watch that video, because it's going to help you to know the first thing you need to do when you launch, the next thing you need to do. I mean, a customer, you have not produced paint before, you have learned the skill, you have not even practiced, and then you get lucky. Someone says, you just hear a conversation, someone is talking about paint, I need like 30 drums of paint, 30 buckets of paint. You're like, I can produce this, I know, and the person's like, okay, I need it. Give me your candidates, he spends money. You have not produced before. What are you going to do in that situation? Are you going to let it go because you've not produced before? No, there is a secret on how you can actually meet that demand, supply, and get your profit. That wisdom is shared in that particular video. I'm going to attach the link to that video in this particular video. If you check the description of this video, you will see the link attached to that video. So go and watch it and get yourself equipped with this knowledge. And then, because these things are important, right? If you don't even know how to grow your business, even if you register with 20 agencies, it makes no difference. So you need to know exactly how to build the business successfully, step by step. So after watching this video, ensure you check this description of this particular video. You will see attached to it the link to this particular video that I'm talking about. Go and watch it and get yourself equipped. This will help you as a beginner, the first thing to do, the next thing to do, and how to grow from there, how to get customers to buy from you and all of that. All right, so let's proceed. So as a beginner, and you as a beginner who wants to be recognized by the government as a business, you want to operate as a legal entity, and you don't want harassment from anybody, you want to be well recognized, the first body you need to register with, which is the most important, is CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. That is the most important agency and body to register with. Now, without this one, I think I have a call coming in right now, and I'm going to decline it so that I will continue. All right, sorry about that. I should have put this phone on airplane mode. All right, so without CAC, you can't even register with without the CAC, you can't even register with any other body, with any other organization, with any other agency. So even if you want to register with someone, they are going to require your CAC. So CAC is the number one and the most important one to start with as a beginner. If you have your CAC, you can start operating. Okay, you can start operating. And for you who you are just at that stage in life where things are not too well, you've learned the skill, you want to start, but you don't even have money to register with CAC, what you are going to do is try and get your first supply. If you get your first supply, you're going to have more than enough money that you need for CAC. Fact and true. If you can get someone to buy up to even 15 drums of paint, 15 buckets of paint, you are going to have, with 15 buckets of paint, you're going to make close to, I mean, with the lowest grade of paint, let's say lowest grade of emulsion paint, the least grade, you have a supply deal to supply just 15 buckets. You're going to earn over 50,000 naira in profit, and then you can register your business. At least you can start with business name. Business name, it should not be more than 30,000 naira, or maybe 35 now. So wisdom demands that you don't let anything limit you. I don't buy the idea of I can't start, I can't do anything because I don't have it. There's always something to do to get the next one. You get right? So you don't even have money to register your CAC, but you have the skill. Then go get a supply deal, supply paint, get money, and then register. Right? It's as simple as that. And I've told you the wisdom on how to go about getting your first supply deal and actually meeting up the supply is in the video. Is in the video I talked about. I'm gonna attach the link to this video, right? So make sure you check it out. So once you register with CAC, you can start operating. Many of the paint products you buy and use in your house, they only have CAC. They don't have any other thing. That's what they know, actually. That's what they know. And so they are kind of limited, right? So now, as you start growing, remember I've said you need CAC to get official bank, business bank account, to ask for support, whether in grant, loan, or whatsoever, right? You're gonna need CAC. Now, as you start growing and you've seen that your company is actually scaling, you are growing, then you can register for SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, right? Sorry. You know, my phone rings all the time, customers, students, and all of that. I'm supposed to have put this in airplane mode. So make sure you get your CAC first. Then as you grow and you see you are scaling, then you can get SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria. With this certification, you are now certified. They've given you approval, which means that you produce a good quality paint. You meet the criteria for standard production, all right? For a standard product, as a company that produce good quality products, that's what it's all about, right? So as you keep growing, then you can get your SON, right? Your Standard Organization of Nigeria certification. With this now, you can start supplying bigger projects, bigger government projects, and a whole lot of that. You can scale beyond your backyard production. Now, after this, if you want to now set up a factory, I mean a major factory. Factory is different from shop. You have a shop where you produce your paint. That's not a factory. Now, you want to set up a major factory, a big factory, then you're now going to need the necessary certification, which is the National Environmental Standard and Regulation Enforcement Agency, National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency, right? So with this, you can set up your factory properly. You can increase your volume, your volume of production and all of that, and you have no limit at this point. And then at this point, you can now also look at the other organizations and then you register with them. But then as a beginner, CAC is the most important thing. How do you get your CAC when you don't have money? Go and get your supply. I mean, paint is what people buy every day and all the time, and demand is high. So you make your first supply, you get your money, you register with CAC, and you start, you brand yourself even further. You start showing up massively, create visibility for your product, shop massive, just be everywhere. Your paint should be everywhere. And then as you start growing, you register for SON, Standard Organization of Nigeria, and you've gotten to the point where you now want to set up that massive factory with machines and equipment there, and then you register for the NESRIAL, right? The NESRIAL agency, National Environmental Standards and Regulation Enforcement Agency, all right? And then from that point, you can register with the other agencies. Now, I hope this makes sense to you, all right? For people who want to grow beyond their localities, who want to grow beyond just feeding hand to mouth, you want your company to be a household name, you want to build a brand that will transcend generations, you want to build a brand that will outlive you. You need to have these things at the back of your mind, and then you need to be able to build up to the point where you have all of these things, right? And then remember, nothing should be a limitation to you. There's always a point, a starting point for you. For someone watching this video, your starting point may be to learn the skill. Some of you have already learned the skill, then your starting point should be to get your supply list. That is, if you don't have the capital to register with at least CAC. So get a supply, make money, and register with CAC. You've registered with CAC, then you need to start showing up massively. You need to start showing up. You need to brand yourself really, really well. Show up, make sure your product is used in every household, in every community, in everywhere. And then you grow to the point where you have you are going beyond borders and all of that. And then you grow to the point where you have a massive factory, and then you grow to the point where when they mention a paint brand in Africa, top 5, your brand is there. And that is what I wish for you. Again, my name is Sunday Tuesday, and this is my way of imparting my word. It is my primary assignment to create impact to the people of the world, and I'm not stopping now.